Hey, I want to update you on some exciting new features that we've released, one of which is like really, really important. So I've recorded this video just to take you through them so you know what's happening. Now, first of all, you might have noticed these two icons appear here. This is undo and redo. So now whenever you make a change and type in something that you didn't mean to, or adjust something that you didn't mean to, then you can go back, okay, and if you select that, then you see it undoes the actual change, okay, all the way back 5 times until you can't do it any longer. So that's one thing. So undo and redo is enabled there. So the other thing we've done is whenever you have a font, okay, or some text that you want to edit, let's find a bit more text. Okay, so before, when you had 2 types of fonts in a particular paragraph block, it was really difficult to change the font because the font selector didn't know which one to change. So if you had one set up, a newsletter here set up as one font and favorite was a different font, you tried to change the font in a paragraph, then it wouldn't know how to handle it. So we've corrected that by doing a couple of things. So first of all, if you select any font here, okay, it will tell you what font that is up here. Okay, so if you've loaded a Google font, for example, into your document, then you'll be able to know which font it is, and you select it directly from here. Okay, but for the sake of this demo, let me show you. If I select this to impact, okay, and we select article, and I'll make that something like this one, mono, okay, then essentially I've got 3 fonts in here now. Okay, so if I want to change everything, right, to impact, I want to update you on a few changes and improvements we've made to Designrr. First of all, you might have noticed that we have undo and redo now included here in the toolbar at the bottom. So if you make a change, so let's say for example I change this word Twitter, and I change the font to impact, and maybe I'll change the Instagram word to some other font like mono. Okay, and let's say I decide, oops, I've made a mistake, then I can just click on undo and it will undo the mistakes for me. And also I can go back and redo them as well. Okay, so Twitter's back and Instagram's back. Now the second thing is, if you are editing a font in a paragraph, then there are certain situations where it gets confused as to which font you're trying to change. Because if you have like 3 fonts within a paragraph, how does it know which one to change? And so what you need to do is kind of restore the paragraph back to the default and then apply any specific paragraph changes or font changes you want to. And the way to do that is to use this little icon here at the top. And if you click on that, then it will restore everything in there to the original font. So you'll notice that impact has gone here. And mono has gone there. Okay, so basically it's called clear formatting. Okay, and it's cleared the paragraph so that you're back to where you were. And on fonts, it's important to understand the difference between using the font selector in here. So in other words, if I double click on a word or the whole paragraph to select it, then I can select a font literally from this drop list. Okay, whereas if I select it from the left-hand side, okay, so let's select a paragraph here and go to the left-hand side and select text style, okay, that's going to change the font for the whole document. Okay, so for example, if I wanted a Google font, and I'll type in serif, let's find a serif font. Okay, so I can type in a keyword and press return and it'll search. So I want something a bit more dramatic so you can see the change. Okay, Pacifico. Okay, so if I select Pacifico, you see it's changed the paragraph for the whole document to Pacifico. Okay, so that's how I can make like a global style change for a font, for my document. Okay, so, of course, if I want to go back, I just click undo, and I'm back to, where I was. If you ever get overlap, so sometimes if you import a document and some images are too big, then you might get overlap where some text here goes into the header. Okay, so it goes into one of these containers. And the way to deal with that is just to click on a paragraph and click this double arrow icon, which stands for repaginate, and that will reorganize your whole document again and clean it up. So, use that if you get any overlaps. And then lastly, I want to come on to the most important change that we've made. And, this is going to help you in a huge way. So, what we've done is we built in versioning into the app. Okay. And by versioning, I mean that every time you do a save, we'll create a new version for you. Okay. And so, what that means is that if you do a save and you think that document looks good, so you save it, and then you start working on the next piece and something goes wrong, then you can revert back to, that previous save really, really easily. Okay. So, let's just show you that in action. So I've done one save and I'm going to go back and I'm going to change, this, the cover. Okay. So I've clicked select page at the top right here. I'm going to go to background, go to image, go to media manager, and I'm going to choose a different cover image. So let's choose this Atlas style cover image. And what will happen is it will load that into the editor. Here it comes. Okay, so here is the cover I've just chosen, and so what I'm going to do is go out of this. Okay, I'm going to save it, and I'm going to leave the builder so you can see what's happening. Okay, so here's my project. Okay, and let's say I want to go back a version, then I can go to project versions history. Okay, and it loads up all the different saves that I've done. Okay, so in fact I can go right back to what it looked like at the very beginning, and I can click on preview and it will show me that original image. And then if I click on another one, then it will show me that too. And right up to the last one, which obviously has the one I just edited. Okay, so, and all I need to do is click on revert and it will load that into the project. So obviously once you click revert, you can't go back again. Okay, so once you click on that, it will open that into the builder. Okay, so and along with this feature, obviously it's really important that you don't save too regularly. Okay, and to ensure this doesn't happen, we've switched off the autosave. Okay, so now you can obviously switch that back on again, but for now we've switched that off, so you have to save manually. And when you do switch on the autosave, you can change the delay in minutes just using this selector tool here. Okay, so if you want to autosave every 10 minutes, 20 minutes, etc. Okay, the reason for that is because if you make a change and you have autosave on and perhaps you leave your desk for a while, then it will just keep saving every 5 minutes, and you'll end up with your previous 5 versions all looking the same. So that's the reason we've turned that off, and it's up to you if you want to turn that back on, of course. But it's more effective if you leave it off and use the manual save, and that way you can always revert back to previous changes. Okay, so as always, we're continually improving this app. Let us know if you have any problems, and I hope you enjoy this new update. Thanks a lot.